Welcome back to a special present edition, a rare phase here in the multiverse where we usually talk about future self, and most of the time the episodes are on wax from a past time, right? Here we are quasi live. Wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Be thankful to those you have around you and the things that you already have. It's good to aspire, but be thankful as well and appreciative for your present self and the good things that are going on. With that being said, we would like to thank our listeners, our subscribers, those who have us on playback and have heard multiple episodes, our new fans, etc., etc. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the episode. We're changing the pace a little bit, okay? We're very versatile here. Hey, yo! So enjoy this smoother edition of the Trip and Make It Nice show.
I don't even know something. Let me take out these
ones.
Take off this one and come back.
Charlie.
Come back, though.
Take off this one, come back.
Alright. Just put the hours in there. Shoot me an email. And then I'll
Just let them know? Okay.
yeah, this is gonna go to payroll anyway, so just
So you want me to scan this and then shoot this with you?
The background noise at the 9 to 5. Background noise 9 to 5.
we're not making it happen with
Where you get that from?
That's the thing I gotta find
That's
out.
yours? I like it. I like it. Guys, I just have to jump in and say that is complete fire right there. You're welcome. Back to the show.
that.
That off it right now. Put it on cookies instead. Try it. Catch more of the music anyway.
Alright, thank you.
You got it, Bubba. You sure you don't want to try this other pen?
No, we tried. It doesn't work.
It works, bro. It has a special tip. It's a ballpoint.
You gotta put it on.
You guys don't know how to use ballpoint.
You gotta put it on the vein.
Push it all the way down.
Put it on the vein.
Lick your finger, push it all the way down.
Lick your finger. Lick your finger.
Lick your finger, push it all the way down.
Put it on the vein, bro.
It does. It will.
I felt like a very, very slight shock. It didn't really. That means do it.
Well, I think it's broken.
Hey!
I think it's broken. That's it, bro.
See you guys.
That was probably not charged. Don't you got charged?
Good night.
Can you show us?
Yo, welcome back.
What's up?
Today we got a very special guest. We got Cookie in the house,
What's up, Cookie?
blessing us with some fantastic music, some tunes.
No, and besides that, it's like besides setting the tone and setting the pace of it all, it's like as I'm listening to it, it makes my mind run.
Yes.
I've always mentioned, I think I've mentioned in previous episodes too, about I feel like a creative, not in the sense that probably not in the mechanical sense. It's like I can't create that way, but I do have an appreciation for it. Music, art, all kinds of different forms of it anyway. When I've tried to play in the past, because I've covered it with Cookie, covered it with you, for whatever reason I can't, like, you know how you guys have it under your shoulder? I just can't hold it that way. But most times if I ever even was able to play a chord, it was always flat on his back and on my lap.
Okay.
And I was told, I forgot if there's even a term for that.
There's a different way to play.
I forgot what it's even called, but yeah, I heard
like
that it is a different way.
like a bluegrass, like a slide type of thing, right? Yeah. That's true. Like a tabletop.
But what, and you guys would probably know better, but like what, is that just natural? Because like I said, it just occurred to me naturally, like that's what felt right. It didn't, the other way it didn't, so that's why I just never understood.
Well, it's all about being comfortable. I told you recently I had a jam session with Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh yeah.
And,
I heard that.
You know, most people play guitar sitting down, but I've been training myself to play standing up with the strap. Because if you play like in a venue, if you play live in front of people, you know, most of the time you're standing up, you're not sitting down. Unless it's a very intimate thing where you're sitting down. I mean, that does happen, but usually you're playing standing up. And it's different. It's like, you know, it's hanging lower. Hey! And So that's something to get used to too. And
That reminded me of
wasn't
like those
familiar with
fucking
that.
MTV Unplugged shits, like when they had the different
That would be a
Different
setting where
artists,
you play
sitting
there.
at like on a stool or something, right?
But that's not, you know. The
I remember I had like a fucking
The norm.
a Nirvana recording on an album like that. One of the best.
Awesome. They probably did the best unplugged of it. Yeah, that was legendary.
I'm trying to think of all the other ones. Another Unplugged that was pretty good was the Shakira one. Shakira was
Okay,
pretty
I
good.
haven't really checked that one out. I'll check that one out. There was a lot.
Now that I think about it,
Especially in the late
it
90s.
makes me want to like run back because now they got them all on the different tubes or whatever. Because no name dropping unless you're getting sponsored by it.
That's it. I'm not trying to make Google more money.
Yeah.
You know? So,
That's kind of one way to lead into, for the reminder of like, subscribe and share.
thank you. Yes, subscribe. Soon come our YouTube channel as well because people have been telling us they want to see a visual.
Yeah. And I'm like, you sure?
But even like we could do like an animated version, which was like one of our
Yeah, there's a
first
couple of things here
ideas.
because we mentioned that. Should I mention the other one that we mentioned about the proxy?
Sure.
Well, one of them also too was just even for to go with the whole persona of like kind of being off the grid or on the run. I was gonna have a stand-in for myself. It'd still be me, but it'd be someone else, with the intention as a collab, and with them trying to like springboard off of our, or whatever shine we may have, into his own thing. So I think that'd be cool. Just giving just even always think about the collective and just even having the mindset of abundance.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, Cookie, on this rainy evening here at the 9 to 5. Oof, just in time.
I feel like raising my arm up and asking for more nachos for the table. You know what I mean? That's how it would sound like you know how that when the mariachis go around and whatever? Like that's the real Mexican in me, at least I'm showing it. Bring the next bucket. Visual for like, just use your imagination. Pardon my, French for Joe, because I know Joe doesn't like it when I get too obscene.
Vulgar.
Yeah.
He likes it. He's
I still haven't got a hat.
He's a very sophisticated guy, so
Yeah.
he needs a level of sophistication which we don't have.
I've referenced the motto to like a bunch of people, or like even as they were like, I'm like, just cause to see like who's really listening and subscribing, because even even if Cookie hasn't subscribed, he's definitely shared at least. And then, but yeah, so I'll make reference like even to people that are like from South America and stuff, and they have either no idea what I'm talking about, or they're like, I just haven't been able to indulge. To not name drop, but even CJ, like and he's here. I asked him yesterday, and he said no. He said no.
I'm thinking of the
no.
the monito. What's
No,
the
no,
monito?
the what you was talking about, el queco.
Yeah, the
Yo,
queco, the queco.
He said, just to give you anybody that knows what an queco is, that's partial. El queco.
The queco. I'll show you what the queco is.
Cook has seen it before. Cook has seen it.
Queco. Look, this guy, this muñequito. Look, you know this muñequito. You ever see this muñequito?
Yeah. Que se parece a mí.
Put it
They put the cigarette in the guy's mouth. It's like an offering
For
or whatever.
offering.
It's like for good luck.
He has
I know,
money,
but it's
he
like in
has
South
money.
America. I know that's not our stuff. I've seen it before,
Okay.
but it was
Yeah,
a lady
South
from
America.
from Ecuador that put me onto that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's why their mouths are always open, because you could put a little cigarette in there.
CJ's actually name will be a queco on the show. He will
That'd
be
be
a
funny.
queco.
I
He
think
got
I think
like
he-
that
Later, bro.
Peruvian kind of look,
Yes,
right?
yes. I think it's.
That's what I thought he was, but
It's mostly Peruvian, I believe.
yeah.
I
But
believe it's mostly.
no, but
the
when
queco.
I mentioned
Or
the yerba mata, he mentioned there was a Peruvian and Bolivian thing. Same as-
Bolivian, yeah, Bolivian.
Same,
I would say
same,
Bolivia. Yeah.
same as with the whole coca
Well,
leaf
that's where he's
thing.
from, though.
Hmm?
The queco's from Bolivia.
Yeah,
So it's yeah.
CJ,
Just by looking at it
CJ
like
is
this.
from Bolivia.
yeah.
With CJ.
Yeah, so sometimes we use the initials or whatever else.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
The queco.
But then
You know, a
part of
queco.
that. That's where you're throwing them off. I think even because you use CJ and a queco.
As the queco, yeah. CJ is a queco. And queco is CJ.
Without even covering it with him anyway, like he's like, oh, from now on he's gonna be a queco,
Bro.
and he be good on it too.
We come up with the name drop, We come up with the code
Right.
names, the aliases.
right? It's
What's
our
my
show.
cool name?
Huh?
What's my cool name?
Cookie.
Cookie, and that's why Jimmy used Cook. Yeah.
Right? You don't like Cookie?
That's why I asked you if you
Who-
want.
who you wanna be?
I
Who
told
you
you
wanna
you
be?
wanted to use something else. That's why I gave it to you. That's why I meant in the sense that what you wanted to be called, not necessarily to force you to speak.
That's
With
everybody.
yeah.
So going back, what do you, any advice for anyone, not just making nice here, an aspiring guitarist to, pick up, or any instrument really, because I feel like it's important, it's a lost art,
Yeah.
like to play an instrument, literally. So that's why I push that upon my kids.
And if it's lost on me, then it's lost on the blue line. The blue line is my daughter, who we've also met, so whatever.
Yeah.
That's that. She gave her name drop too. Remember you mentioned about the name drop, so she named herself. But to that point, I think, like he said, if it's lost on myself or in any of our generation, it's lost on those behind us too, to a degree.
For sure.
Well, I would say that it's never too late to learn to play an instrument. My advice to you is you have to, for example, your daughter, right? You have to expose her to not only the music, but to see people
Playing it.
playing it, so she could feel some type of inspiration, some
Yeah,
type of
you're right.
That's
purpose, some type of love. For instance, when you introduce your daughter to soccer, not
Yeah.
only on TV, you went out there, you show
Yeah.
her, and it's not only a fun sport, and she see others, like having fun. It's
Not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but I remember that to his point, I had told him that I had introduced it to her with no structure, so that she could build the love of it.
Correct,
So I guess
correct.
that's like
So
Yeah,
so
because you get into the rules too much, then
Yeah.
it's like, it's
yeah.
tedious,
So now
tedious,
it's the same. It's exactly the same thing. Just like when we want to teach our child something new, or ourselves, we apply so many rules, so
Yeah,
many rules,
you're right,
right?
you're
So
right.
many.
Keep it fun.
Oh, you can't do it this way. We limit ourselves, like you said. We limit ourselves. We structure ourselves, like you said, with soccer or whatever it is with music. The music is like it's the same thing. If I expose her to something like that, maybe like a music concert, something like
That's
for
funny you
kids
say
or
that.
stuff like
My
that.
daughters have been asking me like crazy to go to a concert. I think they're a little young. Maybe like a show, but not like a concert, because it gets it's too wild. It's too many
Yeah.
people. It's late at night usually. But they've been asking me already, like they want to go see a concert.
Yeah.
Some kind of live music.
But this is where,
Live
I
music.
think this is where, like, and this is also for us to benchmark it, because it'd be a family thing, as us being family men too, that we can go with our kids. But during the summer, there's kind of no excuse, because they have a lot of summer concert series all
Like
over
at the
Brooklyn,
park and
at the
shit,
park
stuff
and
like
free,
that. You're right.
in
Yeah.
Prospect Park and Coney Island and different places
Yeah.
where the setting is a little bit different. Because I've thought about that.
Or an open mic night at
Yeah.
a bar, but like something where it's
Yeah.
where it's not overwhelming, because
Yeah. So just going back on like teaching or advice, expose her to you gotta expose her to something, like music, arts. It's not only music. It could be art.
Yeah, she
Because
does. She
the
does
arts,
draw. She likes all of that stuff too.
They have it's music. It's art. You know what I mean? And it could be something that she might see somebody playing, maybe the violin, which is a beautiful instrument also and it's hard to learn, but for someone that is maybe not experienced, as maybe like me or something like that, it's gonna cost you, because you're gonna end up paying somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're gonna end up paying somebody else to teach your daughter, where I could teach the difference. I could teach my son whatever I know. The other thing is, you gotta have patience. Because you can't just say, "Oh, I love the guitar." She's gonna love the guitar,
You're right.
Like I say, if exposure to music as a whole, maybe something, like to see like a whole band, she'll see maybe somebody playing the clarinet or the piano, which is also very interesting, very hard, but it's not impossible, Right? But at that age, they absorb so many information, and then have her fall in love whatever she likes.
Yeah, I try to expose her to like different genres, because at their age, and then going to school, and then even from like, I guess from what her mother probably likes, like she's more like top 100, more poppy, like, so stuff that doesn't really, that unless you're a real musician, you really can't hear the instruments per se. But that's why like I'll play like a lot of like Bombay Plena, which is indigenous to us in Puerto Rico. Like it's funny, but like even banda in Mexico, like different things like roots and culture, because even on her end too, and both of our ends we're we're both Caribbean, and I like I mentioned before plenty of times, always grew up around like Haitian people and Jamaicans mainly. So it's all those different things. I feel like cause she'll hear it, and then
Very rhythmic,
I feel
very
yeah,
rhythmic.
I feel like her like and she kind of like as I see her on the weekly, like it'll be one of those things that she'll bring up. Cause then the other thing that I do have is like a conga, so then we'll have like dance contests and stuff. Like she'll challenge me, like from the moment, you know, even if she sees like, you know, like say we're all amongst in the family, whatever, you know, that obviously amongst family you'll socially drink or whatever. If she even sees me pick up, you know, but she'll be like, oh, the big people drink, or you know, or wine. She's like, this now is a good time to probably challenge him to a dance contest, and I'm always with it, cause any challenge is, and that's from anyone, but especially on her end, like. To spark her creativity, then it's on whenever she says so.
I always say, I keep telling my, going back to like the instruments, I tell my daughters that that the piano, you mentioned the piano, is like the final boss of all the instruments. Like I said, that's the master instrument. If you're gonna learn, well, not, you know, again, as parents, I think it's challenging, because we're all parents here, to like kind of motivate our children to do something, but without pushing them.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you don't want
It's
to
not
force.
fun, yeah.
You don't want to force things on them.
If it's forced, it's not fun. And if it's not fun, then I feel like, and they do that even with school and whatever, that even in the case with their mom, like, you know, with education and everything, like, if it's not fun, it stifles learning, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because even on my end, like, because like she's advanced in her reading, but at times like with the comprehension, it's not that she doesn't get it, but it's like she's so robotic about it that she'll breeze through it, and I'm like, well, there's a theme to the reasons why like, you know, like even with Hansel and Gretel, about, you know, about being over coddled, and, you know, with the Stranger Danger with Little Red Riding Hood and all those different things. So I explained to her, like, we don't just read it just to read it. Like, there's, for the most part, anything in prose form is there's some kind of theme behind it. And I feel like she starts to connect the dots where, and like to what Cookie mentioned, even with music is the same thing. Because then that's when you start to songwrite and all these different things. Because besides that, even setting the tone, and that's Trip now on the chords now. But then even with that sense, like, I think it's just good for learning. Because like, as far as with her, and like she definitely likes to draw and all of that, and that was definitely not my thing. But like I catch myself now. Even most recent when we carved the pumpkin, like I started to be more use my imagination, just like, you know, to draw stuff or whatever. Got her to I get her the acrylic paints from early. She had a book fair recently, so I'm like, yo, buy books that'll teach you how to draw. I try to watch all the different things that I can learn, because to Cookie's point too, so many things, like, you know, and understandably so, people are gonna monetize it, or they have the side hustles or whatever, but anything that we can kind of in-source with, it'll be more cost effective, you know, for the family budget, if we can kind of self-teach ourselves. Besides the fact that it's just fun. Because I don't know in you guys' case, were you guys self-taught, or did you have like formal training? Self-taught?
I taught myself, but I didn't pick it up just like that. I saw my uncle, like I said, going back to like the visual, going back to being exposed to seeing someone, and, you know, I saw my uncle playing the guitar at church, and I was next to him. I was sat next to him. As a, you know, as a young kid, took me to church, and he was the one playing the guitar, and I was like, oh, it's so much fun. It looks so much. It's like
You wanted to be up there.
Yeah, to experience a band, live band.
And he was like right
church,
next to me, and I saw him like doing the different chords. I'm like, what? Why is he holding a guitar like that? And, you know, and then and I didn't pick it up right then and there, but when I came to this country, you know, I saved some money, bought myself a guitar, and I tried to like play, and then immediately I started getting calluses. My fingers were ripped. I dropped the guitar. This is not for me. I gave up. But, you know, and then little by little, I read, you know, like, you're gonna get calluses. You know, okay, so this is normal, because you're gonna get calluses, right? So what was gonna happen? Your fingers are gonna rip, and then they're gonna bleed. It's gonna cure.
And you have to play through that, or what do you guys go about with that? Or you guys
it depends how much you can manage, because it's so much pain. It's like,
I can imagine.
Like if you hold your nail and
it's like splitting it.
Push it through your finger like this. Obviously, I don't feel anything right now because so much calluses over the years playing. But first as a rookie, as a beginner, it's gonna split. You're gonna get cut. You're gonna get bleed.
So why it's good is that at this point you guys develop the scar tissue where you'll probably be able to. So even once that heals, does it ever get sore? Like, and I'm saying so. Like I know
If you stop playing, and like you give it up
So
for a while,
you could feel.
it will.
Yeah.
I could feel the scar tissue.
Yeah.
But then that's what I mean. So based off now that you've developed that, like
What's up,
technically
Demon Slayer?
it would take a lot for you to like even feel any kind of pain afterwards, right? Like at this point, playing is no longer painful.
No, it's not.
Let me see.
And then we got little like this is a tool to strengthen your fingers.
Yeah, I've
Like
seen
you-
this.
Well, no, flip it.
Or the
This
other
is just for the and then do it individually instead of like a whole grip thing. It's just finger, because for the chords and whatnot. There's different kinds of tools you can use.
This is how I know I've matured because I've seen this in the past and I'm like, yeah, this is for grip, right? But I didn't even necessarily immediately
Oh, this
think.
is not this, so I can't really.
I didn't
Is
even
this?
necessarily
It's a wallet.
imagine. So yeah, I've definitely seen this before, but again, I saw it when I was younger, so immediately I didn't. It was told to me what it was for, but I didn't
License?
realize. But it's funny because it says under 21. And it looks like he went to school with my dad. Life was tough. Oh, you guys, when you play, that was, I think that, because now I'm thinking about all the different things, because like I said, like, this is like technically like an orientation for me, because I've always had the inspiration just from even watching both of you play. But, so can you guys play ambidextrous, or you still just play on your strong hand?
No. So nice. No, you pick a side. Yeah, you pick a side.
Well, going back to teaching your child, I was trying to teach the guitar, and I kept telling him, "This is how you play. This is how you play." And I kept looking at him, and I saw that he was kind of holding the guitar like he had a problem like holding the guitar. It was holding like really like awkward, and I'm like, oh, I'm so stupid. He's lefty, and I got a right-handed guitar. So I was like forcing him to play
So I figured
with his right hand.
that's not such a bad question to ask them. That's why I figured.
Yeah.
That's why I figured as far as with.
Again, thanks for being on the show, Cookie. I don't know if you remember, but you've been on it before. You were on our pilot episode. The first episode ever.
Was that when we were
We were
Yeah, you
outside. We were outside.
outside?
Yeah.
Where by
Well, we won't mention where.
Specifics here.
We call it the
GPS
9
of
to
it.
5, but we were out here, not too far from here, outside.
We were staged up over there.
Yeah, and we were talking. That one has a lot of wind distortion, but.
Now I do remember. I kind
So
of.
you're on actually our first episode ever,
Ever.
Wow.
and now you're on the last. No, I'm just.
No, yeah.
No, it's not the last.
No, it was funny because
it's funny you brought that to back. That's
Yeah.
like a couple of years ago now. That was-
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
years back now? Like
probably close to
Two, maybe
close
two.
almost
2
3
years.
Something
Seems a
like
little
that.
longer, cause I guess that was like pre-COVID or like.
We had just came back to it.
I can
but-
look that up. I can look that up.
Oh yeah,
actually.
you don't know exactly.
I could look it up. Well, when we recorded or when I dropped it, that's two different things, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, at least by the drop, it'll give you an estimation. So
Correct.
it'll give you an estimate more or less of when it was. Because he has
January
gold.
10. Well, that's when I dropped it. So
So-
it was like the.
So a couple of weeks before.
No, it was definitely in 2021. It was in 2021. So it's only been a year, really.
No, 2 because
Two,
there was that's at the beginning of 2021,
Yeah.
and that probably had to be a couple of weeks before that, before the new year.
Yeah. Something like that.
Because at the rate that he drops them, whatever, he collects files like a garden gnome or
Well,
some such.
I am a hoarder.
Yeah, bro, but you already look like a Keebler elf. You don't gotta act like one. It's gonna get edited, by the way, Cookie. Just,
No,
yeah.
that's fine.
All right.
That's fine. That's my,
Oh, it's turning the new leaf,
my
right?
caricature. You mean my
Yeah.
caricature from the sticker?
Bro, I'm like a living, breathing caricature, I feel like sometimes. That's why I'm like, oh, what do you need?
I just want to say thanks again for listening. Happy Thanksgiving. Give thanks.